the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he will find his man on the outside. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Jackson. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. I'm not sure that you can say that the rain caused that interception, but look, it's clear that throwing the football is going to be tough in these conditions.
No doubt about it, and different quarterbacks handle it different ways. Some guys think the rain isn't a big deal, but wind affects them a little bit more. But you have to wonder, will these conditions hold scoring down? Are we going to have like a 9-6 type of a game? And then the pressure goes on the punters, who often hold for field goal attempts. Can they handle the snap and get the ball down so they can kick it?
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
To number 87.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon, and he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 14. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he gets halfway home from... Four down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. A pickup of 2. Brings up second and goal.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Brings up third and 1.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
The 23-yard line.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
At the 48-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up
6-0 our score after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Bengals 6, Ravens nothing.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Finding his target, it's Ward. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. On the option, Jackson will keep it.
You thought you had it, didn't you? You thought you had it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from the 20. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. On 1st and 10, Kelly. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Kelly. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Taken right around the 44. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes it's his job to make more out of it than what they give him.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. He may try and run for this. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30-yard line.
Under 10. No.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And that is going to sail wide right. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
1st down.
On 1st down, it's Kelly. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Bengals.
Kelly. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson getting his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of the lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. The Bengals drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Kelly. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
It's fourth down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bates. 3 yards the gain there, second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll make it third down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. There he goes right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
The kicker on for the point after.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
Some free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. I eyes, anticipation, great hands, and, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house.
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around? And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Patrick Queen, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Letting one go deep for the end zone, and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson eluding the pressure right. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
He can run, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Makes the score.
The point after through the raindrops up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
At the 26-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
85.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
This time, Jackson will throw it. Flush to his right. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as the Ravens push further out in front. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing on second down. Kelly. And he's got his man on the out route. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. And this defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Now Kellen on 3rd down. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Bengals on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
To throw is Kelly. Throwing on 4th down. Looking middle, and that's complete. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Yards.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You start to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
Kelly to throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's Kelly to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 13. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
40-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
He's taken
and give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a handoff here to his running back. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
36-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down, Bengals.
Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration to body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 3rd down, Kelly, he's going to let it fly. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth, now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
The kicker on for the point after.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. Called in a very strong gain of 24.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Kelly now, operating from the gun.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
The Bengals drive about to get going. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 44. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Brings up 2nd down. And
so they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing is Jackson. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw again is Jackson. flush. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Baltimore, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.